No one saw it coming. In what was supposed to be a light-hearted interview about her career and her time on Outlander, Caitriona Balfe suddenly changed the tone completely, and left both the host and the audience speechless. Her voice softened, her expression turned serious, and she revealed something no one expected. There was a moment in her long friendship with Sam Heughan that she still couldn't forgive. The interview took place during a televised special celebrating the 10th anniversary of Outlander. The atmosphere had been cheerful, full of nostalgic laughter, behind-the-scenes anecdotes, and stories about the early days of filming. Then, the interviewer asked a simple, innocent-sounding question. "Caitriona, you and Sam have worked together for nearly a decade. Has there ever been a moment between you two that truly tested your friendship?" At first, Caitriona smiled, the kind of polite smile actors give when asked about their co-stars for the 1000th time. But then, after a brief pause, her expression changed. She took a deep breath and said softly, "Yes. There was something Sam did once that I can't forgive. At least, not yet." The room went silent. The host blinked in surprise, unsure how to respond. Even Caitriona herself seemed to weigh her next words carefully. The cameras zoomed in, capturing the rare moment when the usually composed actress let her guard down. "It wasn't something cruel," she continued carefully, "but it hurt. Sometimes, when you care about someone deeply, as a friend, as a partner in work, as a person, disappointment cuts a little deeper. It's not about ego, it's about trust." Her tone was calm, not bitter. But there was pain in her voice, the kind of quiet, genuine hurt that can't be faked. The host, visibly stunned, tried to lighten the mood. "So, what exactly did he do?" Caitriona only smiled faintly and replied, "Let's just say, Sam knows." That was all it took. Within hours, the clip went viral. Social media exploded with headlines like, "Caitriona Balfe drops bombshell. Sam did something I can't forgive. Trouble in Paradise? Outlander stars at odds after 10 years." Fans were divided. Some rushed to Sam's defense, insisting it must have been a misunderstanding. Others speculated wildly. Had there been a betrayal? A broken promise? Something personal that went beyond the screen? The hashtag what did Sam do began trending globally within hours. Clips of the moment were replayed endlessly on TikTok, with fans analyzing every micro-expression. "Look at her eyes. She's genuinely hurt," one user commented. Another wrote, "She says she can't forgive, but listen to her tone, it's not anger. It's sadness." As the speculation intensified, journalists scrambled to find context. Some pointed out that Caitriona and Sam had spent years together under immense pressure, filming intense emotional scenes, navigating fame, and constantly being scrutinized by fans who often blurred the lines between fiction and reality. Others suggested that the tension might have come from professional differences on set, or a private disagreement that spilled over into their personal friendship. Whatever it was, Caitriona's honesty hit a nerve. For years, she and Sam had been Hollywood's picture of friendship. Their mutual admiration and playful banter in interviews were legendary. To hear her admit to something unforgivable between them shattered that image, even if only slightly. Still, many fans admired her courage. "It takes strength to admit when someone you love has hurt you," one fan posted on Reddit. "You can tell she still cares, even if she's disappointed." Within a day, entertainment outlets everywhere were running the story. Reporters camped outside filming locations, hoping to catch a comment from Sam Heughan. Paparazzi swarmed Caitriona at the airport as she left London, asking her what she meant by her words. She stayed silent, offering only a small, weary smile, the kind that said she'd already said enough. And yet, the silence spoke volumes. Because sometimes, what isn't said reveals more than any explanation could. By the end of the week, the Outlander fandom was in chaos. Theories filled every corner of the internet, dissecting every possible incident that might fit Caitriona's cryptic comment. Had Sam made a decision that affected her career? Was there a falling out during filming? Or was it something far more personal, something that once mattered deeply, and still does? Whatever the truth, one thing was certain. Caitriona Balfe's shocking revelation had cracked open a mystery that no one saw coming. And when Sam Heughan finally decided to respond, what he said next would change everything. When Caitriona Balfe's shocking revelation hit headlines, Sam Heughan's name dominated every news outlet, every social media feed, every fan forum. For days, the world speculated while Sam stayed silent, calm, composed, and unresponsive. But when he finally spoke, his words painted a picture far more emotional, and far more human, than anyone expected. The response came during a quiet, sit-down interview on a podcast that Sam often used to connect with fans. There was no flashing camera, no staged PR moment, just his calm Scottish voice breaking the silence. When the host gently asked about Caitriona's "can't forgive" comment, Sam smiled faintly, looked down for a long moment, and then said softly, I heard what she said. And she's right. I did something that hurt her." It was the first time he acknowledged it publicly. The world froze. He didn't rush to defend himself, nor did he try to dismiss what had happened. Instead, he continued, "It wasn't intentional. But sometimes, when you care about someone, and you spend years together, working, sharing everything, you end up crossing invisible lines without realizing it. I let her down, and I regret it." Those words were raw, sincere, and completely unfiltered. Fans who listened said they could hear the pain in his voice. Some claimed it sounded like guilt. Others said it was the voice of a man who missed someone deeply. He didn't go into details. "It's not something I'd ever want to explain publicly," he added. "Because whatever it was, it's between me and Caitriona. But I'll say this, she has every right to feel what she feels. I just hope, one day, she'll forgive me." Within minutes, social media lit up again. This time, the tone shifted. What had started as anger and speculation began to turn into empathy. Fans flooded the internet with emotional posts. "He admitted it, and you can hear how much it hurt him too." Another wrote, "This isn't about blame. This is about two people who really mattered to each other." The hashtag Forgive Sam began trending worldwide, and clips of his voice circulated on TikTok, set to emotional music and fan edits showing moments of laughter, hugs, and tears between Sam and Caitriona throughout their decade on Outlander. But the story didn't end there. Days later, Caitriona appeared at an event in New York. When a journalist asked if she had heard Sam's statement, she nodded and smiled softly. "Of course I did," she said. "And it means a lot. We've both been through a lot together, more than people will ever know. I think forgiveness takes time. But I appreciated what he said." Her tone was gentle, her eyes warm, and for the first time since her revelation, the tension seemed to ease. Fans noticed the subtle shift immediately. The once pained distance in her words was replaced by understanding. The media called it the beginning of reconciliation, while others described it as an emotional truce between two souls bound by history. Industry insiders hinted that both actors had recently been spotted together at a small dinner with friends, laughing and talking as if nothing had ever come between them. Whether that was true or not didn't matter. For fans, it was the happy ending they'd been waiting for. Still, Sam's words lingered in the air. "You can work with someone for years and think you know them completely," he said in the same interview. "But sometimes, you realize you took their trust for granted. That's the hardest lesson, and the most painful one." Those lines resonated beyond Hollywood. Articles and opinion pieces emerged, analyzing how real friendships, even the deepest ones, can fracture under fame, pressure, and misunderstanding. People began seeing Sam and Caitriona's story not just as celebrity drama, but as a reflection of how fragile human connections can be when tested by success. In the weeks that followed, both actors avoided fueling further gossip. They didn't issue follow-ups or joint statements. Instead, they let time, and silence, speak for them. But when they reunited at an awards ceremony a month later, walking the red carpet side by side, the crowd erupted in applause. There were no public apologies, no staged reconciliations, just a quiet, genuine smile exchanged between them. And that single glance told a story more powerful than any interview ever could. For fans, it was proof that forgiveness doesn't always come in words. Sometimes, it comes in a look, in mutual understanding, in shared history, in the bond that even pain can't fully break. As one fan beautifully wrote online, "Whatever happened between Sam and Caitríona, it's clear they still care." And maybe that's what forgiveness really looks like, not forgetting the hurt, but choosing to keep loving anyway.